You are listening to a reflection from the Active Youth Programme Phase 4 by IYAP. Now let's hear from Mohamed Arwa Fathima.
Imagine you're in a school. Two students cheat on a test. One gets caught and is punished. The teacher ignores them because their parents are rich. Would that feel fair? Of course not. That's exactly why the rule of law exists, to make sure that rules apply to everyone, not just those without power. Oh, picture business. Some companies follow tax laws while others bribe officials and get away with paying nothing. That's not fair competition, that's corruption. And the corruption spreads when rule of law is weak. So let's be clear. The rule of law isn't just about having laws, it's about making sure they're enforced equally for everyone. Otherwise, justice is just a word, not a reality. History has shown us what happens when rule of law collapses. In some countries, powerful leaders twist laws for their own benefit, jailing innocent people while letting criminals walk free. In others, the entire communities live in fear, knowing that justice depends on who you know, not what's right. But where's the rule of law? But when the rule of law is strong, people feel safer. Courts protect the innocent. Corruption is harder to hide, and the trust between the citizens and the governments grow. It's simple. The rule of law is the foundation of every stable society. Now let's flip it. Imagine a world where there are no rules, where the rich and powerful can take what they want, silence whoever they choose, and break the law without consequences. Some steals from you. Too bad. Some cheats you in business. Tough luck. The police, they only serve those with money. Would you want to live in a world like that? No, because deep down we all crave for fairness, for safety, and for protection. And that is why the rule of law matters. It's not about control, it's about justice, it's about fairness and keeping power in check.
Now let's hear from Mohamed Ashraf Risler.
Hello, all. Good morning. Welcome to the creative analogy on human rights. Well, today let's delve deeper into human rights through a creative analogy to help us better understand these fundamental rights and freedom that belong to us, every individual, no matter where they are from, who they are, and or what they believe. Well, so to explain human rights, let's imagine that life is like a garden and each person is like a flower in the garden. Fascinating, right? So now in the garden, every flower needs certain things to grow and thrive, like sunlight, water, and healthy soil, and much more. Just as a flower has the right to sunlight, water, and soil, every person has the right to basic needs like food, shelter, safety, health, etc. etc. So, these rights are essential for a person to live a full and healthy, happy life. Just as a flower needs these elements to grow tall and beautiful. Human rights are those essential elements that everyone, just by being human, is entitled to. Like sunlight and water to the flowers, these rights allow each individual to grow, develop, and live a life of dignity. So let's go deeper. In our garden, some flowers are different. Some might need extra care, some might face storms or obstacles, while others may grow in different types of soil. But despite the differences, every flower deserves the same basic needs to survive and thrive. Similarly, human rights acknowledge that though we all are different, we are all entitled to fundamental rights and freedoms, such as the right to life, liberty, equality, and the pursuit of happiness. These rights go beyond just physical needs. Freedom of speech, for instance, is like the flower's ability to sway in the wind. It is the freedom to express oneself, to speak up, to move, and to grow freely in one's own direction. Imagine if some flowers in the garden were denied sunlight or water because of their color, size, or shape. That would be unjust, right? No flower should be deprived of its right to grow simply because it's different. Similarly, human rights advocate for equality, that every person, regardless of race, religion, gender, or background, should have the same opportunity to grow and flourish. In this analogy, discrimination is like an invisible shadow that blocks certain flowers from sunlight, preventing them from reaching their full potential. Human rights, just like sunlight, remove the shadow and ensure every flower in the garden has equal access to what it needs to grow. Unfortunately, in this garden, some flowers may still face challenges. There could be storms, droughts, or pollution. Sometimes, certain flowers may be trampled by other large flowers or deprived of water by gardens who are supposed to protect them. These challenges reflect real world violations of human rights. People being denied basic needs, justice, and freedom due to oppression, conflict, and neglect, much more. But here's where the gardens, or in this case, the advocates for human rights, come in. They fight against the forces that prevent the flowers from growing freely. Whether it's standing up against oppression, advocating for justice, or simply ensuring every flower receives its fair share of care and protection. Human rights activists work to ensure that every flower can bloom to its fullest potential. Human rights are not just about what we do for ourselves, but also about how we treat others. They remind us to nurture and protect each other in society just like we would care for the flowers in a garden. So finally, human rights are like the essential elements that every person, just like every flower, needs to grow, thrive, and reach their full potential. Whether it's the right to freedom, equality, or protection, human rights ensure that we are all treated fairly and with respect. No matter our differences, like gardeners, it's our responsibility to ensure that everyone's rights are protected so that everyone can bloom and flourish. Thank you so much for listening. Let's make human rights as an essential, and let's support everyone to thrive and survive.
So now let's hear from Sandhini Dirarathna.
Imagine a world without colors. A world that is dull, lifeless, and flat. Colors are what bring vibrancy, joy, and meaning to the world around us, each one with its own unique value and story. But what happens when the color is taken away? When the world becomes a monotone of black and white? Society becomes dull, boring, and one-dimensional, just like a painting stripped of its colors. When there are only black and white, dark forces can dominate a world ruled by opposition, where individual voices are silenced. White may seem pure, even spiritual, but it can hide through a sense of diversity. Human rights are like colors. They allow every individual, every community to show their true value. They bring vibrancy to our lives and enable us to thrive in our uniqueness. Without human rights, We live in a world with color blindness, unable to see the full beauty and diversity around us. But when we step into a world that respects and upholds these rights, it's like putting on glasses for the first time, seeing the world through colors, its full spectrum of life and freedom. Imagine being colorblind your whole life, seeing only shades of gray. Then one day you put on glasses and for the first time you see the world in its colors. The shock, the awe, the beauty overwhelms you. This is what it's like for someone to come from the place without human rights into the world where everyone's rights are respected and valued. For the first time, they see the beauty of equality, freedom, and justice. Human rights like colors allow every individual to flourish and be seen for who they are. A world without human rights is a world in black and white. But when human rights are respected, the world becomes a beautiful painting, a vibrant masterpiece where everyone's voice matters. Just like colors, human rights bring us life, joy, and equality to all. Let's protect these colors and ensure that everyone, everywhere, gets to live in the full beauty of a rights-respecting world.
Thank you for listening to this reflection from the Active Youth Program Phase 4 Advanced Diploma in Democracy, Governance and Participation, organized by the International Youth Alliance for Peace.